Let's try again. Morning everybody. Just check this is all Anki-Dory. Oh look, Q&A with John Arthur.
Morning everybody.
It's a bit windy.
Welcome to Christmas.
Right, let's just get out of that, get into that, and hopefully I can see chat. No, I can't. Why can't I see chat?
Here we go.
Okay. Technical. There we go. Right. I'm sure everyone's very busy today, and I thought I'd come fishing. Right, I haven't started yet. Fish the to make them up first. Right, here's the mix, which is 2/3. I've got one bag of black river and one bag of black roach, and then into that I've put some casters with some thin maggot. I'm just going to make up some balls. I'm not sure how many. 6? Let's do 6. I'm going to ball it on this pole line. I'm fishing 11 metres today. I'm in the middle of the town and there's foam on top of the river, but it's over halfway, the foam, so I think I should better hold all right this side, and if not I'm going to realise it and go home. Right, I think I'm going to catch today. I'm positive about it. During the summer months there's absolutely tons of fish through here, and people fish on the far bank for barbel. I don't know if they catch any barbel, but they certainly fish for barbel. I don't really see many anglers on this bank. There's normally a load of boats in the summer. The kids and I come down and we catch tons of fish on the whip. We catch the odd pike and all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to make 6 balls to start. I'm going to ball them in on this pole line. I'll put the rest of that there. Probably get eaten by a dog. There's plenty of dog walkers out today. What I need is one of them to come and check them up. One of them to see if they can go and buy me a Christmas Day. Right. Simple pole feed. Oh, I haven't done the tip. Let's get this out first. And I'll get that sorted out. Let's get that bait in. Just put the pole in as a marker. A bit windy, isn't it? Wasn't meant to be windy today. Going about there. Jackpot. Bit to the right, that one. Right, that's my 6 balls. I'm breaking this number 5. Yeah, it's a bit long. So I need to put tape. Hold on. One of them. It might be a little bit long this rig today. I'm not sure. Electrical tape. Tape around there, right? It's just that so you can put the line against it, so when you swing your rig out, it's the feed doesn't end up in the water. So effectively when you ship out, you put the line over there like that, you lift the rig up, you can get the other sections of pole in. Without getting in the water. It's maybe a bit in the wrong place. Don't know. We'll work it out. We've got all day. I'm going to start on one of these, I think. Pretty tired today from Preston. Thank you very much. 1 metre long, 013, size end 18, end 30s. First thing I want to do is get a bite. So I'm going to fish double maggot. And there's all sorts in this stretch. I expect that there's chub in here. Certainly chub to my left down by the pub. I've seen them and caught them. And there's bream in this section. So there might be some barbel, but let's see if we can get a bite of something. That's the first challenge for the day. And for that we're going to fish double maggot. It's perch in here, chublets, roach, caught those crayfish. So we're just going to start with double maggot. Might just shorten this rig actually. Double maggot, a few casters, a couple of pinkies. You see that? And that'll do me. Hook back on there. Should be able to get that over. And hold that out the water. Enough to get my rig out. Right. Now drop off. Swings like a pendulum. That's it. Down we go. It's a little bit long, the rig. I could maybe move the pole to the right slightly. Hold it a little bit more up on it. It's a bit more blowy than I wanted it to be. Check the forecast today, it wasn't going to be too bad. Right. Right, we're fishing. See, I might shallow the rig up a little bit. I put it in just opposite, I don't know if you can see, but opposite me there's a buoy on the far bank. I've dropped it in just to the right, and then it ends up where the first brick section ends. Maybe a little bit further, but I'm confident the bait ends up there too, so I think it's all fine. I put a keep net in today. I'm not sure if I'm going to catch anything. But there's plenty of fish in this part of the river. I don't know if they're here when the river's pushing through like this, but I'll find out today. I do fancy this for a stick float as well, actually. Going to hold on the pole. The principle of this rig is fairly simple. The fish picks up the bait, and then when it pulls, it's pulling against that pink hydroelastic, which will stretch relatively easily. I'll feel it, and then when I strike, that pink elastic will bottom out, and I'll be playing the fish on the main line, which is 8 pound. Fishing a black hydro today, 8 pound Dio ST mainline down to a guru bead, and then I'll swap over some Preston pre-tied hook lengths. Starting on this 013, size 18 and 30, and then I'll step it up. Got some 14s on 015, I've got some 12s on 017, so try and catch ourselves a fish first. And if we catch a few, then I'll step it up, stick a worm on, see if we can get ourselves a bigger fish. I think I'll give this 5-minute casts this morning. Pull that camera back a little bit. And there. This actually sits quite nice. I wasn't sure if this was pushing through too far when I checked this part of the river the other day, but actually I think it's alright. I need to try and learn when it's alright and when it's not okay. I imagine that when it gets not okay is when the water comes up over this bank, which I'm sure it does when the river proper floods. Of a problem that is going to be with that pole getting pushed by the wind. I don't think it's a big deal. At the worst, it's doing what? Pulling the feeder up a little bit. It just messes up with bite detection, that's all. Do. No signs of life on the bait. No signs of fish, I should say. Just going to keep putting in these caster and pinky every chuck, I think. At least for the first 5 chucks or something like that. water. Love front there. It's a 55 gram feeder. It definitely gets pushed down the river, but it sits at this angle, so I think it's fine. Morning, everybody. Join me for a cheeky bit of Christmas Day fishing. I'm on the River Thames at Abingdon today. I only fish this stretch in the summer. This piece here just runs through the town. This is my first attempt at fishing it when the river's got extra water pushing through. I've no idea if I'm going to catch or not, but we'll find out in a couple of hours. I'm just fishing a pole feeder. Started off on double maggot, and I've balled it with 6 balls to start. 6 balls? Yeah, 6 balls. Ground bait mix is 30% with 35% black roach, census, 35% black river, and 30% soil, with some casters and some dead maggot in it. I just started off on double maggot. Hopefully the rain's going to hold off until the afternoon, so I should get a couple of hours in. Everyone's having a nice Christmas day. I'm not a complete lunatic. We had Christmas Day on Friday in our house, so I've already had it. I've not skipped it. I think it's probably important to point that out. was hoping for a quicker reaction than this. I don't really know how long it's going to take to get a bite. I'm going to move that elastic further up. I don't think I want it in the river. Pull this up quick, see where that feeder is. Let's move the gripper stops up. Just how did that line get tangled around a zip? Feels a bit better, or looks a bit better I should say. See, if this is all right here, then I think it will be all right further up towards the lock, which is where I've caught perch and stuff from before. And it might be better because there's a load of trees. There's an island. I was just thinking maybe it pushes through faster there though. Maybe it doesn't. So we might try that in a couple of days if the weather holds out. I wonder if there's a lot of fish held up in those trees on the far bank up there. And not so much down here in the open water, but I really haven't got a clue, so we're going to fish this today and then maybe fish that on a different day. I need to fish it to find out, you know. I've got to put timing on the bank, as people would say, to work this part of the river out. If I don't get a response on Magga, I think I might put on a worm. Because maybe there's not a lot of silvers here. In that case it would just be a big fish. Let's see, I think if I do I'll switch straight to the size 12. So I'll put that away. And get that one out. getting this urge to put a bigger hook length on, fish a worm. Not bigger hook length, a stronger line, bigger hook. Jacket on. It's colder than I thought. Right, let's put that there. Right, let's get Dendrobina on there. Just gonna nick its head off and its tail off. better. Okay. Past 9. Get some chopped worm ready. I think I've got plenty of worm with me. So let's chop my load up. There's definitely bream in this section here. I've seen them caught just to my left. Dog walkers out today. I guess Christmas Day doesn't stop dog walkers. Be a bit of a waiting game now, I think. See what big fish are still swimming around this part of the river. church then. Got a bit of chocolate in it. Six. We've got 5 or 10 minutes. I'll put more chopped worm in. As I was saying earlier, there's big perch in this area. I've had perch 3.5 pound-ish off of the point just down. 8 pegs to my left, should say, sort of 8 or 10 pegs to my left. And where the river splits around the pub, there's big chub all around there. I've seen bream caught here. So let's see. Maybe everything clears out of this section at this time of year, I don't know, but I'm trying to find out. If there's fish here, I'm sure chopworm and dendras are going to catch them. So I'll put another piece of lead on one of these feeders in a minute, actually. I've got a few. I'm trying to see if it's makes a difference to holding the bottom. There. The heron. Is it going to stop? Okay, just on the far bank where there's some trees. Heron that way and cormorant going the other way. That bit of worm. It lasts very long when you take the heads off and the tails off. New kids, they're going to come for a chat for sure. Oh, that's a surprise. Right. Stop that extra lead, extra 3/4 of an ounce on that feeder. I'll switch it. I just want to see if it makes a difference. I don't think it will. I think it will still get pushed out to the length of the rig, you know. Plenty of happy dogs. No indications yet. What is it? Nearly 10 o'clock. Morning, everyone. Catch me. I'm just having a cheeky little session on Christmas Day on the River Thames at Abingdon. I've caught plenty of fish in this stretch during the summer months. Roach and chublets, dace. So I'm just having a go now. I've not had a bite yet or any indications. Just fishing a pole feeder. I'm on a worm now. After a few chucks on a maggot, I thought I would, to no avail. I thought maybe it's going to be a big fish day, but so I've switched over. I know that there's chub down to my left, so I've caught them. Excuse me, I know there's bream to my left because I've seen them caught. Little fish with barbel to my right. So we'll see. It's pretty featureless, this stretch. It was the shortest walk this morning, so I thought I'd plump for it, just to see if I could fish in these conditions. And it's holding alright. I'm fishing a pole feeder, and if today I don't catch, I'm going to move further up the river to where there's a load of trees that overhang. I thought might be too fast, but it could also be where the fish hold up. But there's so many fish in here, they can't all be crammed into that section. So let's see. The chub definitely live down to my left around the pub, because I've fed them from the pub, and so do a lot of other people. And so let's see. It might just take a bit of time. As I said, I'm fishing chop worm and a worm on the hook right now, so I'm looking for a big fish. Chub, barbel, perch, bream. I think there's also some carp in this stretch. I just want to see if it holds any more than the other one. The answer is no, it doesn't. But once that worked out anyway, what is it? 9.55. I think I'll put another 2 balls in at 10 o'clock, and I'll feed another 2 balls every hour. Is that an indication then? Maybe it was the wind against the heavier feeder, I'm not sure. Might have been. Come on, bream. Come on, chub. Come on, barbel. Let's be having you. Looks like there's a goose being tagged over on the far bank, just the other side of those railings. There's a load of, I think that's a load of goose fur, and there's a big white thing there, so it's either a goose or a swan. It's been attacked. There are a load of geese on the river. Because it's not unrealistic to think that a fox might have one. Especially being Christmas and all that. Didn't fancy turkey. I'm just wondering now to, you know, where are the fish? Are they in this section of the river? Are they not in this section of the river? You know, how do you determine that? I think on any given day they might be here, might not be here. Much more unpredictable than a lake, I think. balls in. I'm not going to be afraid to feed it today, I think. As I was saying, I know there's fish in this section in the summer months. So I've every reason to believe there are in the winter months. Let's put a couple of balls in. Equally, what's that stuck on? I don't know. It's definitely stuck on something, not a fish. Yeah, it's definitely a thing, not a fish. Oh, this is going to be a bit horrible. Freed it. I suspect that the price will look that, but I'll settle for that. No, it came back. Don't know what that was. It wasn't very deep either. It would come up, but feed off. That other one back on. Quick check of that hook. Could just be the needle stuck on something. I don't like the look at the point of that hook. Let's replace that. More chop worm. Let's put a couple of live maggots in. Some pinky. This morning. What's the time now? It's 10 past. So we're fishing an hour, no indications yet. Started on maggot. I'm now fishing a worm and I'm putting some chop worm in. The wind is a little bit awkward, but it's alright. So I put in 6 balls to start with. That was at 9 o'clock. I'll just put another 2 balls in now. Still the same, just caster and dead maggot. But I'm putting chop worm in through the feeder now. With the worm on the hook. See if we can make something happen. There's perch in this part of the river too, just down to the left. Down in the pub we've had perch over over £3, pushing on 4. On drop shot lob worms. So we know there's loads of perch in this section too. Just take a bit of time, I don't know. I'm not sure if I should expect a response in 30 minutes or 5 minutes or 2 hours. Don't want a Christmas Day blank, do I? That'd be awful. What sort of present would that be? Morning everybody. Morning Stephen. Yeah, it's pushing through, but I think it's all right. It's no different to last Sunday when I fished a match a couple of sections down. My 3 chub that day. If I think about that section and this section, I've actually got more confidence at this fish in this section, but I could be in the wrong spot. You know, we catch loads of fish here in the summer. Dace, roach, perch, chublets, the pike that attack them, all along this grass bank. It's great. It's normally full of boats. You know, there's boats moored here every single day through the summer months, so you can't really fish it like this. We just come with a little 3-metre whip, but I want to give this stretch a go today, and then if I don't catch, well, regardless if I catch or not, I'm going to try further down to my right towards the lock where there's trees on the far bank. The only reason I didn't fancy it for the first trip was, one, it's a little bit of a further walk, but that's not too bad, was that the river separates round an island, and I was assuming that it might go a lot faster. The wind's a bit awkward today, but it's manageable. I don't think it's going to make a difference if a chub or a bream grab hold at the end of that worm. End of the day, I might be that feet. And then I've got a 1-metre tail on the hook length, so we'll see. I can put a few hours in today anyway and find out. As someone said to me the other week, you know, the only way you really know is putting time on the bank and fish it, you know. But tonight I think I'll be making rigs for tunnel, and then I might fish the middle lake of gold later in the week. I'm not sure. We don't catch some F1s. Loads of people fish this far bank over here. There's a park called Abbey Meadows. People fish on that far bank there for barbel in the summer. I don't really know why, but it's because they come from under them trees. I'm not sure, but I've definitely seen a load of people here fishing in the summer, and I'm told they're fishing for barbel. Okay, so whatever that snag was, it's back. So what is that? Fished for an hour, then not hooked it, and now I've hooked it 2 and 2 chucks. That's 55-gram feeder come out, break my hand. Moved a bit then, just stuck in something. I'm breaking elastic here. Oh, she's off. So we should left down to your left on the opposite side. On the upper reaches mooring. Yeah, there's loads of chub on the side of the Like I said, pub. Nige. There, I've fed them. Merry Christmas, Simon. It's not too cold, it's alright. It's a bit windy. More interested why I've just got snagged up 2 and 2 chubs. Because I haven't been getting snagged up at all. It's been absolutely fine. But morning everybody, Merry Christmas. Yeah, I don't know what it's like. You have any idea? Have you fished this stretch in the winter, Nige? On this grass bank. I'm not quite opposite Abbey Meadows, I'm a little bit up from it. I'll do at gold yesterday. 20 £20 at gold yesterday, which was no good. It was one with £77 or £70ish on the far bank. I forgot to post the results actually, it's just reminded me. Very interesting. I haven't fished gold much for the last couple of years. I just keep fishing odd matches, and the winter on Syndicate Lake has definitely changed. You know, it's not full on winter conditions, but I put on the little write-up. If you imagine between your bank and halfway as a 3-lane motorway, normally you would chuck to the rope, lane 3, maybe have a couple of pull rounds, and then you'd fish lane 2 with a ground bait feeder, catch yourself some bream and skimmers. That would be the normal setup, and you wouldn't fish in the edge at all, right? Now it seems that the fish are all in lanes 1 and 2. So people caught in the edge yesterday. People caught a lot more fish in the middle of the lake, and I was very surprised. I was watching the people, or I went and watched the weigh-in. I was chatting to people up the bank. You know, the lake's fishing completely different than what I would expect. So I need to get back there, but there's a lot of little ground bait feeders catching carp. I had 2 yesterday. I'm expecting to catch some skimmers, which didn't show at all yesterday. There was only proper bream caught on my bank. But yeah, people are catching carp in the middle of between the bank and the middle rope. On ground bait feeders with maggot, and you wouldn't have done that a few years ago, in my opinion. It just goes to show how much a venue can change over the course of a couple of years, and I think it's probably because there's a lot more people fishing the pole on Syndicate, and the feeder. There's a lot more people fishing the pole. I'm sure that I watched Jeb yesterday. He was fishing 14.5 meters into the wind, firing out pellets, fishing pellets on that line. I think Jeb had £50. If I'd have fished the pole, I think I could have probably caught twice as much. So I'm just looking at that tip. The wind's blowing it. The wind's blowing. The river flows from right to left, and the wind blows from left to right. So it's all a bit weird. Let's try and work out if I'm getting a bite or not. So yeah, it's definitely fishing different to what I know it. It's terrible English. It's definitely fishing differently to what I remember. And I'm very keen now to get back and try some different stuff. But yeah, the guy like 4 pegs to my left, he says he went down the edge after, you know, halfway through the match, and he's had 40 odd pound, I think. Yeah, I didn't blank, and I might today. The way this is going, I might blank today. I might be in the wrong spot today. But if you blank at gold, you know, you're having a real bad time. A really bad time. The sort of standard I expect from gold now is, you know, fish the pole at 13 metres, fish a waggler past it, and fish a method to the rope, but or a ground bait feeder. It's just I'm not too sure. I think if I went and fished it again today, the wind's a big factor obviously, but I think maybe I'd try and chuck the ground bait feeder really short, 13 to 16 metres maybe, if the wind was bad, and then forget fishing to the rope. I've had one bream to the rope, and I fished it for a good few hours yesterday, but looking around, no one else was doing it. I didn't, you know, I was wondering why Charlie, who was opposite me, wasn't doing it. He did it for a bit, but maybe he only fished it for 30 minutes, an hour. All the fish are in close, like the middle bit of the lakes, devoid of fish. Yeah, I didn't take the pole yesterday. The plan was, draw at 8, fish 9 till 2. So I thought, we've got an hour to draw, get to your peg, and get set up. You know, I need 5 minutes to get the cameras ready. I didn't have any rods made up, so I was going to make up 2 rods, maybe 3. I thought that's what a lot of other people would do, but then when I got there, Angie said it would be a roving, you know, we'll just do it from when people arrive. So, you know, I suddenly realised I've got an extra half an hour, and if I'd have realised that, I might have taken the pole. But it was still really windy, apart from my peg, which was like a mill pond because I had the wind off my back. So I was a little bit gutted really, but it's the first time ever I've not taken a pole with me. And if I'd have fished it, I might have had £40. I don't think I'd have had £70, but I might have had £40. Because I didn't realise how much people are catching on little ground bait feeders. Go more informed. So I might try and fish it again in the week. on bream and chub. What's that been, an hour and a half? They're not right about that. Right, keep going. Come on, fish. Been what, an hour and a half now. I think I'll do maybe one more chuck on the ground bait on the bigger hook, and then I'll switch back to the smaller hook length. I think maybe I'll do that. Back on double maggot. Merry Christmas. I had to point out earlier I didn't abandon everyone today on Christmas Day. my other half has taken the kids to see her family in Germany. So we had Christmas Day on Friday. I haven't missed it and I haven't run out on my kids. Just in case anyone's wondering. I think about where I'm going to go tomorrow as well, actually. Yeah, I think so, Stephen. It was very interesting watching them yesterday, both opposite me. They both fished, not the same, but in a similar fashion. Starting out on a method to the rope, probably for about 45 minutes, and then they were straight on the pole. Jeb was on the pole fishing pellets. This is how it looked from where I was. Jeb was on the pole fishing pellets, 14.5 meters, and Charlie fished 6 meters to his left down the bank. And just before he went there, he potted bait out on a 9 meter line, something like that. The wind was right in his face, and he didn't catch down his edge, and then he went out in front of himself and caught some skimmers and some F1s. I think I just beat him. I think maybe I weighed 22 pounds and he weighed 20 pounds, something like that. Jeb weighed 40 pounds, I think. But yeah, clearly the fish are on the pole line. They're not to the rope. And then, yeah, as I said, you know, the guy to my left, he was fishing down the edge. He's caught 40 odd pound. He's had a bunch of carp and bream. Right, go try. What's next? I think I'm going to try running some pinky and some maggots through the ground bait, and I'm going to fish double dead red, double maggot, and then I think I'll try some fluoro pinkies. In fact, maybe let's start on the fluoro pinky. What's the time? 22. Give it another minute. There's a good hour fishing the worm. Yeah, it's definitely the way at the moment, Stephen, or Syndicate. I think maybe they'd have done even more damage if the wind hadn't been in their faces. I was watching Charlie. He was doing a good job, but the pole, at times was all over the place because of the wind. But they were sitting in what, 20 mile an hour wind, 40 mile an hour gusts, something like that. Right, let's tie 2 fluoro pinkies. And back on the size 18 on a 013 bottom, and then let's put some big maggot fluoro pinkies in this feeder full. See if I can get a bite on that. I need to start thinking about where I'm going to go tomorrow. I'm not sure where's open. I'll have a little look when I get in. I think Tunnel might have been... I think Tunnel's open. I think it may have even been open today with the gate open if people wanted to fish. I think I read that on their Facebook page. Cormorants going down the lake, river. I'm not too sure about gold. I'll have to have a look when I get home. But the rain's coming Wednesday, I think. Although the Met Office has been so unreliable in terms of rain forecast this entire year, actually. I won't, you know, make a sort of decision until the day. But I'll be out again tomorrow. If it's like this, I think I'll go fish the river again if I can't get on a still water. But I'll fish further up. The other option I've got is fishing further down and catch a bunch of bream, but I didn't think that would be too interesting for me. There's a peg that I think that there's a load of bream in, and I'm gonna go down and catch a load, but I might do it with my son, and we can take turns in catching great big slabs. I think that might be good fun if I do it with him, but I don't think it'd be great doing it on my own today. Let's see if this fluoro pinky can get me a bite. And if not, someone's going to need to explain to me where all the fish go when the river swells like this. So I've got to keep that out with nothing in it. Oh, now that's a bite. There we go. There's a fish. It's not a roach either. Nor is it coming in. It's sort of gone a little bit down the river, and it's as if the fish is saying, "No, I'm staying here, mate." Right. It's hugging the bank. Whatever it is. It'll bomb bash into my keep net in a minute. It's bream, I think. Are you chub? It's swimming past me. That's quality, that is. I should have landed this with another section on. Bump that off if I'm not careful. In a pickle here. The fun on the river. surprised the pike's not slammed into it. Can you swim back up the river, please, Chub? I've got to practice this technique for sure. Oh, there we go. Proper lump and all. Right. There we go. Hello. Double pinky. I wonder if, actually now I'm thinking, look at that, beautiful chub. I don't know how big that is. How big is that? I don't know, but we will wait until later on and I will find a very nice passer-by. Actually, I'll just hold it up to that other camera. Right, I'm not blanking. Right, it's not easy to net that. It's not easy to net them when they're that big. And the chub, they don't want to come in. Oh, it's Christmas Day, just before 11. Monster great chub on double pinky. Right, let's have another one. Based on the one last week, I'd say it's about £4 that chub. Yeah, I didn't finish my sentence. I think it might be better to fish the ground bait maggot feeder. Actually, there's a bunch of other people looking at that dead goose or swarm, whichever it is. Same again, I've rammed that ground bait. And that feeder full of maggot. A cracking bite. No debate. So I think what I'll do then is I'll put another couple of balls in again at the top of the hour. I'll put some maggot in them this time. I've got to remember, if it's a big fish I need to break at section 6, not 5, otherwise I can't net the fish. That's a gorgeous looking chub, that is. Hopefully it's got some friends. Well, now I've had that, I think I should have gone back on the bigger hook and just fished 4 or 5 fluoro pinkies. I think we'll do that when I bring it in. Yeah, it's a really fun method, Stephen, in my mind. And really effective. You know, I've had 3 chub on it last week, come 3rd in the match. You know, it doesn't matter that the river's pushing through. I've got a 55 gram Preston feeder on the end of there, and there's another fish. Again, it's not a small roach. It's not a small fish again. You see that black hydro out the end of my pole. Although the only thing is it's an 013. I think what I've got to get used to is I'll get used to this. Bring it up the river and then net it on the downstream. It's another chub. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Smaller fish, but there we go. Merry Christmas. Right. Now, that's into that hook. Straighten that hook out. Get rid of that. go on the bigger hook, step it up. Oh, I broke my teeth on that. So yeah, that was much better. Drag the fish upstream and then net it on the down. Can't bring them up, too big. So we'll just put a bunch of these fluoro maggots on this big hook. It's a big hook as well. Take off. No. This one's decided to not take off. Okay, so there's a swan. This one's got moody face on. And there's a swan further up. This one's giving it large. Look, it's not even moving. Look at that. That swan is going full pelt, and it's not moving up the river. And this swan up there, it's looking at it. I wonder if that's a dead swan over there. Right. So now what have we got? Got to try and remember this. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maggots, 5 fluoro pinkies on the hook. We'll do the same again. Some maggot, some pinky, let's get this out. This is now what, size 12 on an 017. Let's see if I get another bite. Nice. If I don't, I can scale it down to that 015 to a 14. Let's see. That second chub was half the size of the first chub. So I think the first one's £4, second one's £2. I'm catching chub on Christmas Day on the river. Absolutely awesome. I think I'm now trying to keep an eye on the time. This is 3 minutes past 11. I'm not going to top up because now I don't think it's the right thing. I don't want to lob the balls of ground bait in. There's a bunch of fish happily sitting there already. And what I've put in, I put 6 balls in at the start, and I put another 2 balls in 2 hours later. I fished for 40 minutes, maybe 40 minutes on double maggot and no bites. I fished for an hour on the worm with no bites on a stronger hook length, and then I've gone back down to the 013 hook length on an 18, double fluoro pinky, and I've had 2 chub and 2 chubs. And now I've stepped up the hook length to an 017 to a 12 with 5 fluoro pinkies. I'm doing it just to check it out. I don't think the fish are line shy. I don't really think they're hook shy either. You know, the chub have got huge mouths. I am wondering then if actually maybe after initial balling you're better off fishing with a maggot feeder, not a ground bait feeder, or whether I should just do what I'm doing and plug the load of maggot ground bait. Not sure. Certainly something to try on a different day, because I haven't got any maggot feeders with me. Oh, none heavy enough anyway. The only reason I've changed is because the that last chub was straightening the hook out. Really fine 18s. These Preston, what are they? N30s. They're not strong. Maybe a smaller pattern with a stronger hook, maybe that will, like a Guru XS or something like that. Maybe these are good for roach, but not 4 pound chub. Got it in though. So fair play, thanks very much. So indecisive with this river fishing, but I am going to do it. So those chub can eat so much bait. I said I was going to top it up every hour. So I'll stay on this heavier hook length for another chuck, and then I'll scale it down to a size 14, which is on 0.15, and if I don't get another bite I'll scale it down again back down to the 18 or 0.13. I really don't think it makes a difference to these chub in these conditions, really. However, I don't ignore it either. You know, I don't know if they're line shy or not. I don't think they are. I need to speak to professional river anglers. Could give me some info. I heard John Arthur say this the other day on one of his videos, and it's a quote from William Raisin. I think he said it was a quote from William. I believe him. You know, fish as heavy as you can for carp, and as light as you can for roach, which I think is just a great piece of advice. I just need to ask, what do you do for chub? You know, all my fishing at Tunnel Barn Farm for F1s is 013. But you could probably happily scale down to 011 in the winter. It's just because I haven't been there, but in the winter 011. I wouldn't ever need to go higher than 013. Bream fishing now is all 011. Unless I'm fishing for bream orchid lakes where they're like £8. In which case I'll just see how it goes, but I think because there's tension there as well up to £10, you know, it's more, you know, 017 for those fish. Down to the 01318 after this chuck. Looks a bit wrong. Although they're pretty gluttonous chub. I remember from catching them in the river behind where my mum and dad live. They're not there anymore, but when they used to be there, they didn't care. If anything, I think 2 pinkies is a bit too small. Of a bait for catching chub. Get to 20 past, then I'll change the hook length back. Go back to double pinky. I might be a bit impatient with it, but I've got to try and work these things out, you know. So let's get that openings off. Switch it back down to an 013. Cannot get this big bit off. Look at that. Right. Let's get that one off. Just the 017. Same again, bunch of maggots. Bunch of pinkies. Like that river's split up a little bit. If that lock's opened up. Right. So back down then to the 018, size 18 on an 013 ball. Back to a double pinky. See if that gets me a bite again. What's time? 24 past. Yeah, I can't do much about it, unfortunately. I can talk a bit louder. I haven't brought a external mic with me. Thanks for letting me know. I'll speak a bit louder, Stephen. I have a tendency to mumble as well. So I was just saying that I've gone from an 013 size 18 because the second chub bent the hook. So I've stepped it up to the 017 on a 12 and not had a bite for a couple of chucks, and now I've gone back down to an 013 on the 18 again. I don't know if the fish are hook shy or line shy. See if I can catch me another fish. Thinking that maybe a ground bait, not ground bait, a maggot feeder would be better. feeder or just, as I'm doing, just put loads of maggots in the ground bait. I'm really not sure. So I don't know what's brought the chub in. I don't know if it's the chop worm that brought them in. Should I still put the chop worm in? Or is it just the pinkies? I fished that chop worm for an hour with no bite on the worm. And I've switched to double fluoro pinky and had 2 fish. Or was it just a case that that's when the 2 fish swum past and it didn't matter what I had on the end of the hook? I don't know. I really don't know. The chub I had last week were all on worm though, thinking about it. I had one on double maggot and then the other 2 I were on worm. So I'm more inclined to think it's not so much about the hook bait that I've got on, it's more about the fact that the fish turn. I think what I'll do is I'll try and fish till 12 o'clock without I'll fish 12 o'clock without putting more chop worm in, and then at 12 o'clock I'll put more chop worm in and see if that encourages it. Yeah, the difference Neil, is that I had Christmas Day on Friday, whereas you're having Christmas Day today. My other half, she's taken the children off to see her family in Germany, which she does every Christmas. So we have Christmas Day a few days early. So we had it on Friday this week. We already had Christmas Day and Boxing Day. That's why I'm allowed to go fishing today, because I'm on my own. You're not in that position. Today, Monday, you're not allowed fishing until Wednesday at the earliest. Whereas I'm also able to go fishing tomorrow. Since I scaled it back down, so I don't think it's about the hook length. I don't think there's a shoulder chub sitting there, and like the fact that I scaled it up. Of the scent that I'm putting in, but I'll fish it for them. decided it was going to be just about alright today. The thing about this stretch of the river is you can't get behind it. The river runs from my right to left and the wind blows from my left to right. That's the prevailing wind. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's a good point as well. Maybe I need to just try some different baits for catching some chub. I've had 2 chub so far. I've had them in the last, I don't know what it is now, 40 minutes. I've had one about £4 and one about £2. £4 fish is a beautiful fish. There's quite a little bit of a comedy going on. I couldn't net it because I've broken the pole, but down to my number 5, and I need it to my number 6, and the chub's just swimming around my net, swimming up here, down there. And then I had to put another pole section on to net the fish. And that's raining. It's not meant to rain today. Hold on a minute. Right, I've got to do some bits. I've got to move that camera off of there. I've got to pull that up. I can put that camera there. That's all right there. Get wet, that can all get wet. Chuck that under there. I think we're good. Also think it wasn't meant to rain. Till later. Unfortunately for them, they're not sitting here. They're not wandering along in a set of Gore-Tex. Right. More pinky. More dead mega. I should say. Right, let's keep going. Dad telling his son the secrets of the pole feeder. Do you mean down on Cullen Reach, Neil? We had the Sutton Company match last weekend, last Sunday on Cullen Reach, and we fished the pole feeder last week and had 3 chub. The biggest being about 4.5 pound. I think it's flown about the same as it was last week. Maybe it's a little bit less. This wind is a little bit too much though. Same problem as last week. The wind got up. I think it just makes bite detection a bit too hard. Instead of concentrating on feeling the bite, you spend more time fighting the wind. If that's what you mean by downstream from where I am. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a little bit more downstream. Who owns the rights down at Goring? I don't know. I've got a ticket for Abingdon because I live in the town, so I get a free ticket for this stretch. And I can fish the next stretches down because I've got a Sutton Company ticket. And those gentlemen are kindly teaching me how to fish a river over the course of a bunch of club matches. But I've never gone down as far as Goring. I think this stretch here in Abingdon is massively underfished. You know, I fish it with the kids. I've seen a few other anglers. There's people up by the lock in the summer trying to catch barbel by the weir and some bits and pieces, but I think there's this absolute ton of fish in this stretch. And just people don't fish it a lot, or they don't know how to fish it. Combination of the two. See a lot of kids wandering up here with, you know, a spinning rod, catching the odd perch, you know. But I think next summer I'll do a lot more on this stretch. Also because it's close to my house, it's very convenient. There's a car park just there. Actually, if I want to fish the other end of the stretch, the lock keeper's happy for me to unload the car by the lock and then walk the other way, walk downstream. So no more bites or indications. I really think maybe it was the chop worm that drew the fish up. As I've said, there's definitely chub down by that pub. They live up down there. And there's loads of them. I've fed them. And I think it was... who was it? Nige. I think Nige has fished off of the other stage. Well, I think where it says no fishing, but I'm sure that was all legit. But on the stage on that side of the river, I think you'd have a load of chub. But today was more about, can I catch a fish in this stretch? And the answer is yes. In the winter there are chub here. I'm just surprised there's not silvers here, you know. Because during the summer this is full of roach and dace and chublets and bleak. What I want to understand from somebody is, where do they go? Now, do they go down and up into Swift Ditch? Do they go up down here and up to the backwater there? Do they go up towards the lock, sitting round what's known as Tiger Island? You know, there's a lot of trees and undergrowth up there, but you know, where do those fish go? Because surely they'd want double pinky. Alright mate, no worries. Now, I said I'll wait till 12 o'clock, but I'm impatient. I think what we're going to do is switch, start putting some chop worm back through this. So I think that's maybe what brought the chub to the peg. Next time I fish, I'll fish one of those big river smelly ground baits. I've got them back at home. Let's see if they work much better. Much better, I should say. Could any chub resist such a combination? Rain's gone, so I'm going to move that camera back. windier in this past half an hour, 45 minutes. I'll be out tomorrow, I think, Stephen. Well, I will be out tomorrow. I just don't know where yet. Over the course of the next week, I want to do another day at Gold, a day at Royal Berkshire, a day at Tunnel, another day on the river. I might go and fish the little lake at Willow Park. And then I don't know where else. It's a bit weather dependent. But I've got the rest of this week, and then next weekend. I think Wednesday's the write-off day because the rain was terrible. There's people now taking pictures of, I think that must be a dead swan. I don't think people take pictures of a dead goose, but I think a swan's been attacked by a fox. There's feathers all over the wings. For sure. is getting unmanageable in this wind. The last fish was on the top of the hour, so it's an hour with no fish. It's an hour with no fish, no bites. Oh, no swan, no swan, no swan, no swan. Showed up on the camera, but I am convinced that if I hadn't lifted that pole, then that swan was going to go straight into it. I've had a duck or a goose crash into my pole at Tunnel Barn Farm during the pole fishing masters before on Extension Lake. I didn't see it. This thing's just suddenly come crashing down and landed on my pole and smashed my number 5, and half my pole's gone floating down into Connor Barlow's peg, which he saw the funny side of. Well, not funny, he didn't laugh, but he understood what had happened. So I asked him to fish my pole out of his peg, and I could just about see that swan was going to take out my number 6. If you heard a bit of panic in my voice then. No swan, no. That would not be the end of the day that I'm looking for. Right, I keep putting this chop worm through. And I think I am still going to top up with another couple of balls. Even though I'm not catching, I've got to believe that that bait is disappearing off down the river. More cast from dead maggot down in there. Some guy's coming along filming with his new GoPro. Get these in. got another load of cast and a dead maggot. Then with those balls. Let's see, maybe I'll switch to a switch to it, doesn't work in. That way, right, that's the 14. That's the 12. So it's at this point of the video where I'll just say, as usual, if you're watching the channel and you're watching this video, either the live stream or the edit, and you're not subscribed to the channel, I'd really appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button. It's a free way to support the channel, and it helps with the visibility, so I'd really appreciate that. I stick the notifications on too, and then you can see when I go live and catch a bit more live angling. Worm on, I think, on that big hook. Hello, Simon. Yeah, I've had two chub. I've had two chub on Christmas Day. How you doing, alright? Spoiling grandchildren, I suspect. first one again, look. Determined to land on my pole. More chop worm in, some more pinkies. Yeah, Merry Christmas, mate. Right. Right, if I'm Chub, I'm in the area, surely I'm not going to resist that chop worm and that worm on the hook. Surely. Same for bream. I'm absolutely convinced there are more fish in this stretch for me to catch. I shouldn't just be finishing the day with 2 chub. Not that I'm unhappy with 2 chub, but I think there's a lot more fish here than that shows, so maybe I think the order that he was going to use cheese paste, maybe it's just not smelly enough. And they got it smellier baits. Try that big fish river. Something different on the hook. One of the chub is about £4, Michael, and the other one about £2. At some point I will, when I pack up, I'll ask a nice friendly dog walker or bystander to take a picture for me, and I will stick it up on the community tab on the page. Excuse me, and on the Instagram. Failing that, I've got a camera to my left here that's still got some battery power, and I'll take a I'll hold it up in front of that and then take a still from the video. But there's enough people wandering around for me to ask someone to take a picture. I had those fish just over an hour ago now, and I've changed hook lengths and I've reballed it twice. I've topped up twice, and I just need to try and work out sort of what's going on in the day. You know, I started fishing at 9 o'clock and I fished with double magnet, 13 bottle on 18 for about 40 minutes, no bites. I balled it with 6 balls to start with. The ground bait was 35% black roach, 35% black river from census, 30% soil, and that had caster and dead maggot in it. And then after an hour of fishing worm on the hook and chop worm, I went back to fishing on the 018 bottom and fished double fluoro pinky, and I had 2 chub, I think in 2 chucks. And I wonder if the chop worm attracted the fish and then the double pinky was too much to resist, because the water's pretty clear and they do show up relatively well, and it's not that deep out there. I thought it was deeper, but it's not. And then I've not had anything for an hour. I've topped up twice, but I'm just putting chop worm in again now, and I'm fishing another worm, piece of worm. But I know this chub to my left, because I've seen them and I've caught them, and I don't think that they would go anywhere in the winter. And I've seen bream caught here in the summer, and people fish for barbel in the summer. Opposite. I just don't know if they catch any. And there's big perch here too. I've caught big perch down to the left. It might be a bit of an issue that I'm fishing in a bit of a no man's land in terms of this peg, but I'm trying to learn the stretch, so I'm trying to, you know, fish, just try and catch some fish, see what happens. But I'm happy I've not blanked, for sure. Which is a long explanation to your question. A long answer, I should say. time? 12:20. And more baiting. Change what I'm doing with this worm, I think. It's a nice tasty bit of worm though. I'm going to take the tail off but not the head off. It should last a little bit longer. Excuse me. How could they resist this worm? And they would not be shook heart. I can't even speak today. Hook shy or line shy. They're just not here. It just makes me wonder where they do go, but I think I'm proving to myself today that I'm here. And the roach aren't here. Nor the dace, or the chublets. I think I'll do a video on this exact same peg in July and you'll be able to see the difference, but that tells me that for sure I just need to come, if I'm going to come and fish like this on this peg especially. It's a nice peg and it's a short walk, that I should fish smellier baits. I've got to do a better job at attracting bream and chub from down the left or from downriver. Now I do wonder if a load of the fish go up to my right where there's a load of cover from trees and stuff. So I think the next time I fish here, I'm going to fish the stretch to the right, and I'll fish the same method, and I'll do exactly the same thing today as I've done today. See if there's a difference. slightly confusing. Does make you think just like a couple of chub just swam along. Oh, I still had a bait here, we'll just chow down on this. Oops, got caught. Very strange. Right, we'll still put the chop worm in. I'm going to go back to the size 18 double pinky. Okay. Oh, nice, Mike. Where's that? Where are you fishing? Definitely looks like it's got faster. Boat's moving more. I'm sure of it. I have to check. It's the joy of videoing what you're doing. You can check it later. Right, back on double pinky. I'll fish till 1 o'clock and then I'll find a nice bystander to take a picture of that chub. There's enough people walking about. And I can go home and do a little edit of the video. Get that up on YouTube today, I think. Where is it you're fishing, Mike? Oh, your Club Lake, I saw that, I didn't see that. Yeah, I haven't decided where I'm going to go tomorrow, I'm not sure. Wind is a big factor about fishing on the river currently. Back down the river again tomorrow, fish further down towards the lock. I want to fish that peg too. There's another grass bank, but the one down there's got a load of overhanging trees on the far bank. As the river splits around an island, and I fancy that. like it's going to happen, does it? Cuttlefish. Right. So 5 more minutes, and then I'll do one more chuck and take me to the top of the hour, and then I'll call it a day. Strange that you catch a cuttlefish. Maybe it's maybe that's just how it works out. I think it was similar. I was fishing the river last week. Hello, dog. Yeah, last week on the match, I caught a couple of fish in quick succession, I think, and then nothing. Maybe that's just the way it is when you fish the river. Catch a few, you know, they come through, catch a few, and then nothing. Just wait and come through again. I'm still putting bait in, I've still refed. Faster. I don't know if that's having an impact. I'll learn it. Merry Christmas, Mark. Where are you? Over in Ireland? I could consider that an international viewer. Right, one more chub. Day, and then we'll leave it out for 15 minutes. So, last check of the day. So in a 4-hour session, I had 2 fish. They came after 2 hours. So what, 11 o'clock? Maybe it was the wrong thing to top it up, I don't know. I don't think it would have been. I don't think it would have been. Okay, so that camera's gone off. I bet that's corrupted that footage because I didn't end it. I don't like it, these GoPros, if you Yeah, they're repairing your file. Come on, fix it. Fix it. They need some mechanism where they're about to file repaired. They should have some mechanism whereby if they're about to run out of power, they sort themselves out and shut it down properly. Right, come on. GoPro app's open. I'm streaming. Okay, fine, work that out. Yeah. Right. Everybody, and that's it from today's session. I've fished the pole feeder for what, 4 hours, had a couple of chub, and very happy to be catching some fish. But now I need to go home, get a little video edit done of the day, and work out where I'm going to fish tomorrow, and then get ready for that. We're out on Boxing Day as well. So thanks for watching, and as I always say at the end of the video, if you're not subscribed, if you could hit that button, I'd really appreciate it. It supports the channel and gives visibility to it, and doesn't cost a penny. So right, have a good rest of your Christmas day, and I hope your day is argument free, full of fun. Right, I'll catch you tomorrow. I'll be out tomorrow, same sort of time, as long as I can